Welcome to Yellow Duck Motorsports coverage here today of Eurofest, an event organised by the MG Car Club Hunter region and held here at the Foreshore Park just next to the Hunter River in Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia. Now Eurofest is a car show held on this very nice park, and it's for cars from Europe. So not just British cars, of course, there's also German, French, Italian, all that sort of thing. And so there's a very big cross section of cars on display. The other thing about this show that is a little bit different is that because it tends to be not just a classic car show, it's got more modern cars that will be classics at some point, I guess. For example, these BMWs. So the cross section of age groups of the owners is also quite large. Quite often you go to a classic car show and well, everyone's older. And but here the cross section was quite larger. There was all the young people and kids running around, so it is a different dynamic in the people who own the cars, which is great to see, because a bit of mingling amongst different age groups can be a good thing. This year's show was probably much the same as last year's in terms of size. Some events have been suffering now that the virus is well, now that we don't have any lockdowns and what have you, and therefore events are being held again. Some events have struggled to come back in terms of getting numbers and crowds and what have you. But this event seems to have bounced back quite well, with a good number of cars here on display. Some very nice cars, depending on your taste in what you like in a classic car. Being an event organised by an MG Car Club, there was a lot of MGs, which is great to see. A classic MGB, and in a very appropriate colour for a sports car, red. Quite a few British Racing greens or variations on that. Little Fiat here. Someone said that was cute, but I'm not sure the owner would appreciate their car being called cute. Here we have MGBs, of course. Lots of MGBs. It's a great venue, this venue. It's just right next to the Hunter River, and down at the foreshore of Newcastle sort of thing. Right towards the end of the river, there's a beach sort of just over the hill. It's quite a sight to see the coal carriers being tugboated in along the Hunter River, and being in a venue that's basically right inside town. There's a large group of non-classic car owners who sort of just out walking around, walking the dog or whatever, and end up wandering around a car show. So it attracts all sorts of people to look at the cars. The classic car movement is very strong these days, with lots of cars. It's great to see. Cars now have a high price tag, which is a good and a bad thing. It's also a fascinating thing to me is why some people own what they do own. And that all comes down to taste, maybe, or maybe your old man had one, or your next door neighbour had one, or maybe James Bond drove one. Here we have the Lotus or Lotai. I think that one's a McLaren, can't be sure on that. Yes, I think it might be a McLaren, that little symbol on the front there. Or red MGBs. MGB was made in big numbers, and so quite a few of them have survived into this sort of... Oh, here we have an Alpine. Well-known car that. I interviewed the owner not that long ago. He didn't appreciate me calling it a Renault, but there you go. Not sure what that is, but the Mini. Of course, I come back from a Mini background. Tried to rally a Cooper S Mini without a great deal of success. Front wheel drive car on a loose surface did not suit me at all. This is an interesting looking vehicle. Very nicely done up. Very tasteful. Another Mini. My goodness, what's that sitting in there? Citroën, French cars. Design all of their own. Can't say they copied the rest of the world. Very unique vehicles. Land Rovers in their military guise. Great old things, these things. Mighty old Land Rovers. Wonderful things to see. Yes. Well, that's about it from me. I'm Quack McMullard. Bye for now.